When you're shooting, it's not always going to be the same sight alignment and the same trigger press. That's why I've came up with the Hoffner's SAT scale, sights and trigger scale. Very important that we understand the scale, and when we present two sights on slack up, to where we present ourselves properly on the scale. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's say this bad guy has me in a bear hug, and he's cutting me with his knife, okay? And I can't get away. I need to get my sights on target. Are they on target now? Pressed against his body? Yes. I don't have to go, time out, bad guy. Let me look at my sights. No, they're on. In fact, they're on even if my gun turns around here when they're pressed against him. Now, do I need a nice, slow, smooth squeeze here? No, at this distance, I can hammer the snot out of the trigger and get hits every time. In fact, I need to hit him as fast and as much as possible till he is stopped. Okay? Now, let's say I'm able to break free and get just a little bit of distance. Do I want to shoot from here when I come out of the holster? I could potentially miss. If I have any distance at all, I want to come to the position where my body index tells me my sights are on, and now I just basically continue to hammer the trigger, but it's through visualization of the eyes of the sights, visual verification with my body index also telling me my sights are on, and I can hammer the trigger as much as possible until the threat is stopped. Okay? There are many other dynamics involved here. I could be moving and making distance and moving to his weak side, but all I want to do now is demonstrate the different side alignments and trigger press. And here, both eyes are open, rapidly lift at this distance, and I am hammering the trigger, and I'm not missing as long as my hands hold the gun and the finger shoots the gun. Right? If I have any distance at all and my hands start shooting the gun, I could miss. Hands hold the gun, finger shoots the gun. At both ends of the scale. So this is called CQB, extreme CQB side alignment on this end of the scale, and hammer press of the trigger for the trigger press on this end of the scale. If I work down to this end of the scale, I have the other extreme. So why would I need the other extreme of the scale? Well, maybe even at the same distance, the bad guy now has a hostage, and the only target he's given me is his eye socket, because he's peeking around the hostage saying, drop the gun or I kill the hostage. Okay? Do I want to just hammer the trigger right here? No, I'll probably hit the hostage. Do I want to have a fine tuning of my sights? Heck yes, or I might hit the hostage. That's why they put these sights on their guns, is for moments like this. So I'm going to be at the fine side alignment end of the scale using a control press sequence. What is a control press sequence? Okay, that is getting the sights on the target and then fine-tuning the sights as you slow squeeze, side align, surprise. Okay, and then you put your shot exactly where you want it. So you're going to have both. Extreme CQB, side alignment, rapidly lift, both eyes open, just looking through the sights for visual verification of what my body index is telling me primarily. Okay? With a hammer press of the trigger, slide down the scale to a fine side alignment, control press of the trigger for that precision shot. And typically on presentation, do sights on, slack up, you're going to place yourself somewhere right or left of center, depending on your skill and ability with your piece of equipment. But the SAT scale is part of your perception through the cycle of reaction. Perceive, choose the proper selection of the SAT scale and put it into action and adjust as necessary. And with this SAT scale, you're going to have to adjust per distance of the target, size of the target, movement of the target, in relation to possibly your movement even with your particular piece of equipment and your skill and ability with that piece of equipment. So that's extremely good and important reasons to understand and operate with the SAT scale.